Hearing none, I look for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion on the floor by Mr. Jurgis, seconded by Mr. Dolphin to approve the agenda as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries on a 7-0 voice vote. Rolling right into the approval of minutes, starting with the regular meeting, May 14th. Any noted changes to said minutes?
I will move for approval.
Is there a second? Okay.
I'll second it.
Motion on the floor by Mr. Craig, seconded by Mr. Jurgis to approve the meeting minutes from the regular meeting on May 14th. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries on a 7-0 vote. Brings us to the minutes from the regular meeting, May 14th, in the closed session. Any noted changes here?
I'll move to approve.
I do have a noted change listed in the last paragraph or line, if you will. It's not in attendance. I did make a motion and I did not vote. The total on the vote seems to be correct at 5-0. So would you like to amend your motion?
I would like to amend my motion to approve the minutes as amended.
Perfect.
Who made the motion to return to open session?
I think I did. I will take that.
I wasn't at the last board meeting either.
Okay with giving it to Craig, otherwise I would have said it was you, Susan. You were running the meeting.
Yeah, I don't remember. I honestly don't.
Just give it to Charlie.
I'm pretty sure I did because she said, no, you have to go into. I said, I moved to adjourn and you said you have to go to open session. And I said, I think I would learn by the time I'm 70, so.
Sounds good. Sounds like it was you, Charlie.
All right, then to recap, Mr. Dolphin made the motion to approve the amended meeting minutes in the closed session for May 14th. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll move.
Okay, so motion on the floor by Mr. Dolphin, seconded by Mr. Crave to approve the regular meeting minutes in the closed session form on May 14th with the noted amendments. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries on a 7-0 vote. Moving right along, we'll get you a presentation of the board. I'll turn the floor over to, don't let me butcher your name, Analiesa Harbach.
That's correct.
All right, got it right. So to speak on the choir trip to Florida, you have the floor.
So, I don't know if I should say it, but I'm gonna say it. All right, well, good evening, everyone. You got my name right, it's Analiesa Harbach. I'm the 512 choir teacher here at Waterloo. So many of you already know me, either through one of your children having been or currently are in the choir program, or having had your student in high school track. So for those who haven't had the chance to meet personally yet, nice to meet you. I am presenting an exciting opportunity for our choir students to join the trip to Universal Studios Orlando to participate in the Art of Foley workshop. This proposal seeks your approval for both middle school and high school choir students to accompany the band on the trip. It's not just a fun excursion, but it's a curriculum-aligned educational experience. In the workshop, students will perform and record soundtracks for popular Universal movies like Despicable Me and Trolls. Learning firsthand how music and sound effects bring film to life. They'll develop critical listening, collaboration, and performance skills. And they'll leave with a professionally recorded track as a lasting keepsake. Including our choir allows students to work with another ensemble, the band, in a semi-professional setting and explore music making in a new context. It also helps make the trip more financially accessible. Without the choir participation, the cost for the band students themselves would increase by $300. This would help ensure that they're able to take comfortable transportation. Without the choir participation, transportation costs would rise quite a bit. And students would be faced with the alternative of riding shoulder to shoulder on a school bus all the way to Florida. But beyond the musical benefits, this trip offers valuable cultural and personal growth opportunities. We plan to travel by charter all the way to Universal's Cabana Bay Beach Resort. We're also working with Bob Rogers Travel, who has a strong reputation, especially with handling logistics. So with the choir going as well, we expect 80 to 95 students from grades 7 to 12 to attend, along with 9 to 10 chaperones in accordance with district policy. Students will room with others of similar age and gender with careful adherence to supervision and safety guidelines. We are intentionally proposing to include our co musicians for several key reasons. One, we want to make sure that they also get the opportunity, and we're not sure how frequently we'll be able to do a trip of this size and scale. The experience, it provides every student currently in the upper grade levels of our program a chance to experience a unique performance and educational event during their time at Waterloo. And accessibility, including this wider range of students, will help maximize participation, which in turn helps lowers the overall cost per student, making the trip more financially accessible. Each of you guys have been provided a packet with a sample itinerary and cost information. The cost per student will be around $1,500. We currently have $30,000 in the music activity fund to help offset costs, and I plan to help costs with fundraising starting in the fall. And we'll also be seeking additional support from parents, community members, and local businesses. Trips like this are super unique and invaluable. It helps bring music education to life and strengthen our ensemble, community, and inspire continued participation and growth. I believe that this experience will have a lasting impact on our students and shine a positive light on the district. So I respectfully request your approval to proceed with the planning and execution of this experience. So thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you for your presentation. Board members, are there any questions? This is later on the docket, up for recommended to be approved. Are there any questions we would like to ask Analiesa at this time?
How many choir students will be participating in this?
I have not gotten a solid number yet because I was waiting to let them know this was happening because I didn't want to get them excited for the event and say, actually, it's not happening until a later time. But we're looking for about 40 students to be involved. So
Okay,
give it a
that's kind of what I thought I assumed.
Yeah, and with the numbers that we have in choir for next year, that should be pretty attainable.
Okay.
And it's the opportunities for both band and choir?
Yes. Yeah. For a trip like this of this size, it makes the most sense to just have them go at the same time instead of having two really big trips happening on opposite years.
What ages? What ages are you dealing?
7th through 12th grade.
I'm just curious, and if you don't know, you don't know, but how many students are in band and choir 7 through 12? Do you have a rough guess?
If I had to guess, I want to say right now, and I think I might be undershooting a little bit, but I think it's around 50 for grades 7 through 12. And I think I am undershooting because I think I'm forgetting grade level in my calculations right now, so about that, if not more.
Okay.
Have you ever been to Universal Orlando yourself?
No, quite, yes, a long time ago, but yes, I have been
Yeah,
there.
I was there 2 years ago. This is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the workshop itself looks really, really neat, and then, you know, you have the actual place, looks very neat.
And I thought I heard you say they record a track before they leave for?
Yeah, so it's really, really neat. So what they'll do is they'll give us the music ahead of time to teach to the students, and then when we show up, they'll have us refine it a little bit, and then they'll record the students, and then they'll overlay the sound with the movie. So like if you're listening to Trolls, there's already a soundtrack behind it, some group already singing. They'll get rid of that sound and then input our students instead. So they'll actually get to watch the movie at the end of the workshop with them in the movie. So they'll get also that recorded. I don't know if they'll get the movie or not, but they'll get the actual
Track.
track, yeah.
Cool. Any other questions, board members? All right, thank you again. It doesn't look like we have any student representatives present, so we'll forego that section of the board reports. Takes us to approval of bills and vouchers. We have a treasurer's report, superintendent listing of disbursements through May 31st, and the district receipts for the month of May. Are there any unanswered questions or discussions in said reports?
I have a question. The payroll for the month, totally loaded payroll, my math came out to $811,000. Is that decreased during the summer with some teachers resigning and some not starting?
Yeah, so that's actually 3 months of payrolls because, we're ending our fiscal year on June 30th, so we complete all of the summer payrolls in June. So
Okay.
that's about 3 times the size that it normally is. Yeah.
Good.
Are there any other questions?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I will second that motion.
Mr. Yerga speeches to the second.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
softly spoken. For clarification, is your motion to approve all 3 reports that are listed?
It is all 3.
Okay. So Mr. Dolphin has made a motion to approve all 3 reports as listed, seconded by Mr. Yergis, and that is your roll call vote.
Crave, yes?
Dolphin, yes.
Schneider, yes.
Cummings, yes.
Yergis, yes.
Motion carries on a 7-0 vote. Is there any public input this evening?
Hold on, we have announcements.
I'm sorry, let's get that. I did, sorry. So retract that. Any announcements this evening, Mr. Craig?
Yes. I'm back with my monthly announcement. I attended the staff appreciation on June 5th. And it was just a real joy and pleasure to be there. Lots of great tenured teachers, names we all know, wonderful attendance. Obviously, the last day of school, the only thing between the doors and them was me, so I kept it brief. But really happy to be there. I think in the future, if you can rearrange your work schedule a little, be there, I think you take on a appreciation and flavor that we often don't pick up here at our board meetings. The highlight, of course, was Shelley Scherenbrack and Lynn Doles, each having 35 years here in the district. So that was really great. The retirement of our longtime PE instructor, softball coach lady. Rods, yes. So that was great too. Second item. I was in the proposal, update and final review, along with my brother George for the final review of the WLOO and the 8th grade math class. It's a collaborative project on a workforce design program. So I laid out a program for them. Some followed it very well, some did not do so well. Some kids told me when I went in, I don't have a clue where to start. And I tried to drop some clues, and I told them, this is where you reach out to industry. This is where you reach beyond your classroom. This is where you might go up and ask your teacher some questions. Don't expect it to be laid out for you. So I told one kid, I I said, if you're gonna show an Angus, you want to find a good steer, do you think you might call the Angus Association? Yeah. I said, if you want information on the Holstein genetics, do you think you might call the Holstein Association? Oh, yeah. So sparked some interest, and the reviews, the comments were everywhere from great to disappointing. It was a team presentation, so like most teams, you have a couple of strong ponies in front and a couple of others in the rear. Also attending that was Scott Carr, and he has been working on, of course, workforce ready and core values of development. And I've been participating in the Waterloo business community sessions held right here in this room. And I was unable to attend the last one. I believe I was in Washington, D.C. that day. But otherwise, we've had some good concerns from the workforce. Obviously, the things I think every one of us could state, if you have 3 applications and within a week, you have 1 to 0 folks left working. So what can come out of the educational system to help bridge some of that gap or help expectations be followed through on? The other thing that has come to my mind, graduation. Of course, that was a great day and fun day for all of us. And then the last one was we've had a couple letters and concerns expressed in some emails, and I think just to give some of this a little bit of time and room for conversation has led to some well-read letters in the last couple of days. So that's my thoughts.
Okay. Any other announcements? Board members, you do have a program guide, a summary from the staff and district recognition and awards presentation in front of you, which also notes some of the things that Mr. Craig had mentioned, but certainly on the behalf of the school board, to all our members who received awards, congratulations, and thank you for your continued support of the Waterloo School District. All right, now back to public input. Seeing no public here, we will move along and get into action items. We'll start with action item A of staff positions. At this point, I'll recluse myself from the meeting, and I'll turn it over to Ms. Kwame to run the meeting. If someone can come get me after action, or when we get through action item C, they want me to.
We had a list of staff positions presented to us. Anybody have any questions or concerns regarding those staff positions in action item A?
One thing that I have, granted, I don't know the numbers, I've never attended summer school, but at first glance, there's a lot of summer school teachers. So is that a reflection of solid enrollment as much as anything?
I think Holly's on here, she might be able to provide us an update on registration numbers, but if not, we can send that to you in the next day or two also.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the staff positions as presented.
Cummings will second.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor from Mr. Yerga, seconded by Sarah Cummings to approve the staff positions as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, moving on to action item B, life insurance renewal. Is there anything to add than what's in our informer packet about this topic, Brian?
No, and that's not a misprint, it actually is going down a little bit, so we're recommending renewal as presented, so a little bit of good news.
Brown and Brown did not report on that, did they, Susan?
On life insurance, I don't remember hearing about life insurance, but we talked a lot about health insurance,
Sure did.
and then maybe we had a smidge at the end where we talked about life insurance, but I don't remember. Susie, do you have a comment?
No, they didn't talk about life insurance in that meeting. It was in the email correspondence.
Okay.
Cummings will make that motion to approve the life insurance renewal.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion on the floor for Ms. Cummings for the life insurance renewal, and a second by Mr. Yurgis. Is there any further discussion about this topic? All those in favor of that motion?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. And then action item C is our health insurance renewal. So we did get an email about this after our initial presentation about health insurance last month, in that we weren't able to really see any decrease from ground and ground related to that proposed increase associated with our health insurance policy. So we're looking at an 8.9% increase across the board for our health insurance for our faculty and staff next year. Am I correct in that, Susie? Yes. I think we're nodding yes.
Yes, yeah, if you guys looked at that packet I emailed you, and it's also in the packet, that's the best bid we got by quite a bit.
Yeah, it hurts, but it's the best.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I also move for approval of the health insurance renewal.
Can I-
Oh,
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yep.
I just am wondering about this last line in the board informer, but unfortunately, we will likely need to consider plan design changes going forward in order to keep costs down. That's in the following years, that's not associated with this coming year that we would be looking at plan design changes, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and I do think it's important to highlight this as a talking point when you're on the street in the community, or as the upcoming year we start discussions about referendums and stuff, that here's a prime example of we're really not asking to do anything this upcoming year that we didn't do this past year, but it's going to cost us $103,000 more than it did this past year. So just to maintain our current levels of services, we would need the additional revenue. And if the state, is not going to send us additional revenue, then that puts us in a situation where we have to cut from somewhere in the budget in order to maintain those services or change healthcare, which is something we've done in the past year also. And those are the kinds of things that I think people understand because they see those at their workplaces and their life situations. But here is a prime example of some of the things that are challenges to the district right here.
Sorry, Charlie, you were going to make a motion, I believe.
No, I move to approve this.
And I second. I would second.
So we have a motion from Mr. Craig, seconded by Ms. Cummings, to approve the current proposal that Board and Board has been able to secure from Dean SSM Health with an 8.9% increase in our health insurance coverage for next year. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? That motion carried out 6-0.
All right, action item D, choir trip to Florida. We heard the presentation. We have a sample itinerary. We heard about some costs and things. Any discussion in regards to the choir trip to Florida? It should be choir/band trip to Florida, I guess.
I move to approve the choir trip to Florida.
Cummings will second.
Okay, I've got a motion on the floor by Ms. Colony, seconded by Ms. Cummings. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries on a 7-0 vote. Brings us to action item E, the 5-year district copy machine leases. I believe you have supplemental information within your packets, laying out the cost structure, etc. It's recommended that the district go with the 60-month lease through Marco. That provides the color machines and the staff workrooms. Any discussion or further information needed on the copy machine proposal?
Is there any word on the increase in the cost to the district over this contract compared to the last one?
I did, excuse me, oh my gosh, I did not get that, but I will email it to you guys tomorrow, I apologize.
Okay.
I'll see if I can grab it really quick here.
Yeah, and just to further explain, there were some proposals that reduced cost, but they also took the color machines out of the teacher workrooms. And I don't know if you've ever been in those teacher workrooms, but those teachers really appreciate the opportunity to do, certain things in color. So, that's a potential money savings item that we could put on the list for someday, but that's not what we're recommending today. We're recommending keeping those color machines in the workrooms and black and whites in the offices. And then we did, these are a little bit faster machines than we currently have, so that was some feedback that we heard from staff.
These prices are they annual prices or for the entire 5 years?
For the 5 years.
I'll make a motion to.
So right now, and we're not comparing apples to apples exactly. It's about just under $80 or $800 for that contract price, where with the new contract would be like $940. But then there's more machines or faster machines, and they're a little bit different. So that's the monthly contract price difference we're looking at. If that helps.
That's enough.
Thank you. I think Mr. Yergis
I
got
was
John.
gonna make a motion to approve the 5-year district copy machine leases.
I will second.
Okay, got a motion on the floor by Mr. Yergis, seconded by Mr. Dolphin to approve, as presented, the 5-year district copy machine leases through Marco. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries in a 7-0 vote. Brings us to discussion item F, the 2024-2025 nursing report. You have the full report in your informer packet, which breaks down, I guess, all of the items or some of the items that the role of the school nurse provides for our district, and it has certain data points recorded throughout the year. Any questions in regards or discussion on the nursing report?
With the transition to hiring Nurse Sarah independent of our district, where previously we hired her through Full Health, who serves as her medical direction?
She has a doctor. The name is escaping me right now. Susie, do you remember the name of our medical advisor off the top of your head?
No, I have it in my drawer in my office.
It's a doctor out of.
There was a current one this year and a new one for next year. I can email it tomorrow, who that is, but we do have one. Sorry.
Yeah, I know it's a person out of Prairie Ridge in Columbus, but I can't remember the individual's name.
Any other discussion regarding the 2024-2025 nursing report. Hearing,
I'll move for approval as presented.
well, it's just listed as a discussion item, so we don't need an approval.
I read it, I found it very interesting,
All right.
but I didn't have any questions.
That's good.
All right, it takes us to item 14, future agenda items. Any future agenda items for the board to consider? Hearing none, I will make the motion to move into a closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statutes 19.85, parent 1, parent C, noted as for the purpose of A, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second
That is a roll call vote.
Craig, yes.
Kwame, yes.
Dolphin, yes?
Schneider, yes.
that. Barry?
Cummings, yes.
Darius, yes.
All right, we are in a closed session. We'll take a short recess and allow for the cameras to be turned on. Thank you.